Today I prepared a video explaining some of the folklore behind the popular Korean TV series, Dokkaebi, otherwise known as The Guardian, and is also sometimes translated to The Goblin. This is probably one of my favourite Korean series because I just love how the writer intertwined old Korean folklore with the present day. In this video, I hope to explain some of them to help you understand some of the references the show makes. First up, The Goblin. Dokkaebi, Goblin in Korean, is a legendary creature appearing in Korean folklore. It's an imaginary creature with human-like features and possesses magical abilities. They're not a specific species, but rather a general term used for mystical creatures with similar characteristics. Let's go through some of these characteristics. Most of them have the surname Kim, like our protagonist Kim Shin. They aren't fond of the colour red, so blood and red beans are used to shoo them away, hence why Kim Shin freaked out when the Grim Reaper left him a message in blood. There are a couple songs related to these Dokkaebis. The most well-known nursery rhyme will be the one that the Grim Reaper sang about the Dokkaebi's underwear. There's also another phrase that the Goblin uses, Kum nawara tuktak, which loosely translates to let there be gold, which is why the Goblin has so much gold. Let's talk about the Dokkaebi's bestie, the Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper, Choseongsaja in Korean, is known as a being that comes to collect the souls of the dead. They are taken to the underworld, Choseong, where the souls go through 10 stages of hell and either stay there or go to heaven depending on their sins. Since they work for the gods, in this show, hell is portrayed as the employer, where the Grim Reaper is the employee. Choseongsaja mentions paperwork and overtime, just like any other employee like us. The Grim Reapers get sent what's called a myeongbul, which tells them who, why, and where the person dies so they can come and collect them, which is consistent with the myths. Choseongsaja in Korean mythology is often depicted in black clothes and a head garment hat, which the writer of The Guardians has added a nice twist by changing it into a black hat. The Grim Reaper explains to Untag in the audience that the number 9 is an imperfect number, as it's the number closest to 10, the god's number. For that reason in Korea, the number 9 has been used as an unlucky number. A prime example of this would be the Kumyo, the 9-tailed fox that appears in Korean mythology, which needs to eat 1,000 livers to become human, and traditionally some people would even avoid getting married at the age including the number 9. We see her in many forms. We see her for the first time when our female protagonist Untag is 9 years old. In Korean mythology, she is responsible for the birth of a child, and our ancestors believed that she chose each child that was ever born. She's traditionally depicted in a red silk skirt, which is why I think the choice of Samsinam's vibrant red clothes in The Guardian is particularly fitting. This is one of my favourite scenes of all time. The one where Secretary Kim provides a new employee with a car and a place to stay. Spoiler alert, this guy was actually Kim Shin's right-hand man in his previous life, serving the country during war times, which is why I think the phrase 전생의 나라를 구하셨어요, meaning you saved your country in your previous life, is so special. This phrase is commonly used when someone is hit by a buckload of luck, and in this case, the guy actually did save the country in his past life, which is why he deserves the cars and the house that his employer provides him with. In fact, it was Kim Shin that saw his resume in the first place and told the secretary to hire him. The two layers to this sentence makes the audience think about their past, their present actions, and how that affects their future, even if they might not believe in past lives. Korea. Korea was a country that occupied the Korean peninsula from 981 to 1392. We can tell by the clothes the characters wear, but also Kim Shin kind of tells everyone that he was a general from Korea. Without going into too much detail, Korea was founded in 981 and lasted until 1392, when Lee Seong-ge took over the throne, founding his own dynasty, the Joseon dynasty. You can learn a little bit more about the Joseon dynasty in my previous video, which I'll link down below. The word Korean is said to come from Korea, which stuck with foreigners as Korea was a country open to trade with the Middle East and other Asian countries. Like the previous countries that ruled the Korean peninsula, Korea's national religion was Buddhism. Unfortunately, unlike Joseon, where a lot of the king's records, Joseon Wangjoshilok, have survived to this date, most of the detailed records have been burnt during the Japanese invasions of Korea. Luckily, we still have some records from this dynasty, when Joseon's first few kings wrote a summary of all the dynasties and countries that resided in the Korean peninsula. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos on Korean culture and history. I'd also appreciate it if you hit that like button and let me know what other kinds of videos you'll be interested in the comments down below. Again, thank you for watching.